Okay, so now let's get to our final topic, and let's talk about Dan Benson from Wizards of Waverly Place saying that he's ready to shut down his OnlyFans after more than 2.5 years, and he's talking about that he want to get back into legitimate acting. So, Dan Benson, who played Zeke on Wizards of Waverly Place, is ready for a career change, and he said the following. He said, "I think I'm done." This is what Benson 37 said in a sense. Benson 37 said in a since deleted TikTok video per multiple outlets. "When I made the decision to start an OnlyFans page, I thought I was doing it for the right reasons." Benson, well known for his role as Zeke Beakerman on Wizards of Waverly Place, noted that he launched his OF to earn money for his elderly dog that needed a lot of financial help with his medical bills. Additionally, Benson said that he was tired of being so poor and feeling like I was being taken advantage of. But welcome to Hollywood, because this is what they are. Like, a lot of people sit up in here thinking that when you work in this industry that you got so much money. A lot of these people out here running around broke. They make their money, but then they have to pay agents and managers and all these other people. They have a whole team of people that they have to pay. Plus, you got to pay your taxes. And then you get to see a little bit of, then you just hope and pray you got enough for yourself to support you until the next big gig comes along. So he continued by saying, "I think after years of doing this, it's starting to weigh on me, and I'm going to pull away for a while to take some time to reflect. I might go back into acting. I might just go and get a normal job and disappear, just be a normal person. I don't really know." Benson went on to say that he hoped he could remove some of the stuff that is already out there, cautioning others interested in becoming OF creators to be thoughtful. Now, Benson's OF page, which he launched in 2022, is still active as of Tuesday, February 4th. He has also built a large social media following since his Disney Channel days, garnering over 101,000 followers on Instagram and over 258,000 followers on TikTok. Now, Benson made a handful of appearances on shows such as Phil of the Future and Zoe 101 before joining the cast of Wizards of Waverly Place. He portrayed Justin Russo, David Henry's best friend and eventual boyfriend of Harper Finkel, played by Jennifer Stone, throughout the show's 4-year run from 2007 to 2012. And didn't David Henry come out and was being messy recently when they did like some interview or whatever, and he made a comment, I guess, about Dan Benson and the little kids was up in there making a face. And I'm sitting there like, why are we talking about this on this show? And what do y'all know about an OF? I mean, I know y'all got a social media, but parents, y'all need to be blocking these kids from this stuff. Because, they had the revival called Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, which premiered in October 2024. And Benson revealed that Henry had blocked him on social media, saying, "We pretended to be best friends for years. How could you do this to me?" Benson captioned in October 2024 IG video of himself pretending to cry over a screenshot of Henry's X page Twitter page with a notification that read, "@David Henry blocked you." Yeah, we talked about it on the show. The Henry's decision to block Benson came shortly after he and the Wizards Beyond cast participated, yeah, this was what it was, in a BuzzFeed quiz where they were asked to select an original Wizards cast member to make an appearance on the reboot. Noticing Benson was among the options, Henry seemingly referenced Ben's OF career by stating, "I can't believe you guys put one of these people on here. Millennials understand that." Now, Benson, for his part, replied in a clip from an interview that circulated on Twitter, writing, "David Henry can suck my dick. I'll pay him more than they paid me for Wizards. I promise you that." Henry exclusively told Us Weekly in June of 2024 that he hoped to have everyone from the original series back throughout the lifetime of the show, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And I heard that David Henry is very conservative, which is why he pretty much was saying, which is why he said what he said. But here's the thing with Dan. Dan sounds like your typical content creator that is pretty much burned out from the amount of content that he's been putting out. And I know a lot of times when it comes down to situations like this, you need to take a breather. You need to step away from doing the content because it can be overwhelming. It's a lot of work and a lot of effort that goes into it. It's like similar to what I'm doing. Like, I'm sitting here running my mouth for, well, at this point it's 3 hours into my show, and you don't realize, like, once you're done with performing, then comes the other parts, which is the promotion, the editing, the uploading the videos and stuff to other platforms, so that way people can come and watch what you're doing, and then hopefully it gets to a point where They want to spend money and see you perform. And even Dan Benson, Dan Benson said recently that because it was a whole thing that came out about queer baiting. And I remember I brought this up in a previous conversation about that. And he was saying, like, do people think that he is queer baiting because he makes his content specifically for gay men? Because he knows that women aren't subscribers to OF. Women aren't the ones that's out here. But I mean, maybe there's a rarity that there are some women that do look at, I mean, there are women out here that look at gay corn. But for the most part, when it comes down to it, men are the consumers. Men are visual creatures. We're the ones who consume and spend a lot of money and look at adult cinematography. So when you're looking at someone like a Dan Benson, yes, he gears his stuff towards the community because he knows that's where the money is at. And people who watch Wizards of Waverly Place and grew up with that, now they're seeing somebody they grew up with doing adult entertainment. They're, playing into that, and they're giving him his money. And he said that he made more money doing this than he did from working a legitimate career. Henceforth, why a lot of people who have regular jobs get into adult entertainment, because the money is there. Whereas if they were actually being paid a livable wage, people wouldn't have to resort to doing this type of work. I wish people would look at it that way rather than being judgmental and sex negative. But now I wonder about him, because now that you've put yourself in this position, now you want to go back and say, I don't want to do this anymore and I want to get a regular job. It might be hard to hold down that job, because we've heard many stories of people who did this type of work, who had a regular job, and the excuse was, oh, people at the job are distracted by what you do outside of the job, so therefore we cannot have you here. So then he's going to end up not being able to hold down a job because someone's going to hold it against him, which is going to have him resorting back to coming back to this profession, because Americans are so damn uptight about sex. So I don't even know if you would be able to get into a legitimate job based off of the way people act and the way people treat sex workers. So I don't even know if that's even a good idea. I feel like at this point, because then you pretty much put yourself in this situation, and I don't even know if you can kind of go off and get a regular job. If there's people that have been able to do that, then bio con Dios, like, hooray for you. Leave it in the comments and let people know, like, how you were able to do that. So in this situation, I feel like what he needs to do is take a break, because, sometimes adult performers do that. They recommend take a mental health break, take a couple of days off. If you have some content that you have already filmed, just schedule it where you could just put that out there. Take a break, recharge, refuel, and then when you're ready to come back, you'll come back. But like I said, if they actually gave people a living wage during adult performances, we would not be a lot of people wouldn't have to resort to doing adult work. So shout out to you, Dan Benson, and good luck on whatever decision you decide to make on your career. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this story in regards of this whole situation? I also want to give a shout out to Crush Daddy, because I love me some Crush Daddy, and he was out here talking about how, like, stop trying to make him choose a side in regards of his sexual orientation, because he was like, 1 minute I'm pan, the next minute I'm bi, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm like, just be you. Who cares about all these labels? These, labels are so damn lame. So that's why I was just like, be yourselves out here in these streets. So whatever your thoughts are on this whole situation, let me know in the comments down below.